Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Are you able to hear me, ma'am?
Hello, yes, good evening. We can hear everyone and we would be starting in next 2 minutes, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can I turn on my video? Excuse me, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hi guys, good evening. Welcome to today's workshop. Please switch on your cameras. Everybody, kindly switch on your cameras. Hi Dhanvika, Shivananda, Paranita, please turn on your cameras.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, actually I'm joining computer and I don't have the webcam. So I can't on the
Can you join from phone maybe? Because I mean, I just want to see you preferably because it is better in terms of answering questions and in terms of making sure that you understand things.
yeah,
So see
ma'am.
if you can.
But my mom took the phone and gone away somewhere they need to go.
Okay, no problem. Shivananda, can you please switch on your camera? Hi, Nilima.
Hi, ma'am.
Can you see me? Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you see me, ma'am?
Yes, I can. Okay, so I hope everyone has their notebooks along with them. Please keep your water bottle, notebook, pen, or pencil with you. It will be a comprehensive grammar session on active and passive voice. I hope everyone has studied active and passive voice at least once in their school. Have you studied active and passive voice before at all?
No, ma'am.
First time.
Okay.
I'm also
See,
first time,
if you
ma'am.
don't turn on your videos, it becomes difficult to talk. I can't talk to, your DPs. I need to talk to you guys. So Paranita, okay, Paranuta has already cited something. Atulya and Shivananda, please turn on your videos. Okay. I hope you have done tenses. Very good. See, because why am I asking this is because if you haven't done tenses, then understanding voice is little difficult. See, you can't, okay, let me put this way. If you don't know tables of 2, 3, 4, and so on, you cannot do multiplication of bigger numbers. Yes or no? You need to know the multiplication of small numbers first to be able to do the multiplication of bigger numbers. Similarly, you need to have the basic understanding of tenses to be able to understand the active and passive voice, which all of you have done, so which is great. Okay. Dhanvika, Nilima, Atulya, and Paranita. All of you have your notebooks with you. Can we start? Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I can see the happiness, the
Yes, ma'am.
charm of attending the workshop. Yes, better. Okay. All right. So I'll be sharing my screen. As always, any doubts? See, right now we are around 5 to 6 students. But we don't know, there might be a lot of other people who would be joining in between. So I always ask my students to ask their queries in the chat box or raise their hand or whatsoever rather than directly unmuting themselves and speaking in between. Because if everyone starts doing that, then you know how the class will turn like, right? So please resort to those means until it is a grave emergency. Okay, then here we go. Let me share my screen with you guys. I hope you can see my screen. Thumbs up. So every time I ask you, can always show me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect, perfect. So there are and notebooks also you have. Okay, okay. So there are two sentences in front of you. The carpenter makes the table. A table is made by the carpenter. How many of you agree that both sentences meaning? Listen to me very carefully. How many of you agree that the meaning of both the sentences is same? If you agree, show me a thumbs up. Meaning of both the sentences. Okay, Paranita agrees. Nilima agrees. Atulya? Okay, Dhanvika agrees. Okay, everybody agrees. Perfect, perfect. So yes, you guys are right. The meaning of both the sentences is same. Perfect. Okay, then what is the difference? See, they are not two identical sentences. They are not same sentences, right? Atulya, do you want to ask something?
Yes, ma'am. I just agreed that both of the sentence meaning is same, but I'm not understanding that how actually.
Yes, we are going to that. Let me explain, and I hope you will be able to understand it better after I speak. Okay. Okay, so I was saying, yes, you guys are right. The meaning of both the sentences is same, but at the same time, we see that the two sentences are not exactly same. They are different, no? Yes or no? They are different? Okay. Nilima, I hope you are hearing me.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Jaya, can you turn on your video, please? Okay. Now be active on the chat boxes. In the first sentence, what is the main word or which is the main word? See, there are how many words? The carpenter makes a table. 5 words in the first sentence. My question is the importance or the focus in the first sentence is on which word? Please type that word in the chat box. You have 5 words in the first sentence. So whatever word you think is in the center, is in the attraction, please type that. Okay, Paranita has typed carpenter. Waiting for others' responses. Nilima carpenter. Atulya carpenter. Dhanvika, type your response in the chat box. Okay, who is left? Okay, Dhanvika also carpenter. Jaya, you also type your response. Okay, so you guys are absolutely right. The focus on in the first sentence is on carpenter. Absolutely right. Same question for second sentence. Which word has the most importance or is in the focus in the second sentence? Please type your answers in the chat box again. Okay, Dhanvika is saying carpenter, Atulya table, Paranita table. Paranita table, okay. Okay, so yes, you guys are right. In the first sentence, the focus is on the carpenter. Atulya, now your question that if they are same, but how they are same. So let me answer it now. Uh, in the first sentence, if you see, I talk about the carpenter first. In the second sentence, I talk about the table first. Okay, all of you know about doer of the
Ma'am,
action. All of
if
you know about doer of the action and receiver of the action. Show me a thumbs up.
ma'am,
Yes, Atulya.
ma'am, I was saying that if we say um uh, um if we say I was saying a sentence, I just forget it.
It's okay, no worries. Let's pay attention on this sentence. Hai na? So we see both the sentences meaning is same, but in the first sentence, please see the screen. The focus is on the doer of the action, the one who is doing the action of making. What is the action here? Action is making. Yes or no? The action is
Yes, ma'am.
making in both the sentences. However, in the second sentence, we see the focus is on the receiver of the action, on which the action is being performed. So with these two sentences, we arrive at the difference between active and passive voice. See, active and passive voice, the topic of today's workshop, it conveys the same meaning, however, with change in focus, with change in importance. In the first sentence, the importance or the focus is on the doer of the action. When the focus is on the doer of the action, the sentence is in active voice. When the focus in the sentence is on the receiver of the action with the same meaning, mind you, same meaning, the sentence is in the passive voice. How many of you have understood the difference between active and passive voice? Show me by thumbs up. Atulya, Nilima, Paranita. All good? All of you? Perfect, perfect. So can I say that active and passive voice both convey the same meaning? However, in active voice, the attention is on the doer of the action. In passive voice, the attention is on the receiver of the action. All of you agree with me? Nilima, Delisa, Anshu, Paranita, all of you, please keep your videos on at all the times. Otherwise it becomes difficult. Okay. Now I showed you two sentences wherein the same meaning was conveyed. Now what we will do is, let's see if you can convert a sentence given in one voice to another voice with the same meaning. However, while doing this conversion, we need to take care of many rules. Now, what are those rules? Before that, see here, the monkey eats bananas. This is in, okay, what is the action word here? Tell me the action word.
Ma'am, eats.
Eats, very good. Who is the doer of the action?
Ma'am, monkeys.
Monkeys. Who is the receiver of the action?
Banana.
Bananas.
Okay. Now the focus is on the doer or the receiver of the action.
Doer.
So this sentence is in which voice? Active voice or passive voice?
Ma'am, active voice.
Active voice. Very good. Very good. Okay. Second sentence. The bananas are eaten by the monkeys. Again, action word is are eaten. Bananas
Yes,
is the receiver.
Yes, ma'am.
Monkey is the doer. However,
Yeah,
the
ma'am.
focus is on the receiver. So this sentence is in which voice?
Passive voice.
Passive voice. So you see the meaning is same. The monkey eats bananas. The bananas are eaten by the monkey. However, the attention is different in both the sentences. Okay, moving ahead. Now that you have understood the difference between active and passive voice, we need to understand the rules. If we talk about the previous sentence, if I would have given you only this sentence and would have asked you, please convert this sentence from active to passive, then your answer would have been this. But how do we convert? We need to keep in mind various rules that come in play while you change active into the passive. So are you ready for the rules, all of you? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect, perfect. So let's proceed with the first rule. Okay. Before we do the first rule, question. How many forms of verb are there? Type your answers in the chat box. How many forms of verb are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Waiting for your answers. Please type your answers. Okay. Delisa 3. Delisa, turn on your video, dear. Atulya 3. Nilima 3. Anshu 5. Paranita 3. Okay. So yes, majority of you are right. There are 3 forms of verb. V1, V2 and V3. Question. Which form of verb out of 1, 2 and 3 is used in simple past tense? Which form, again you have to type your answers in the chat box. Which form of verb is used out of 1, 2 and 3 in simple past? Please type your answers in the chat box. Let's see how much you remember from the tenses. In simple past tense, what form of verb do you use? V1, V2 or V3? Delisa V1. Waiting for others to respond. Atulya V2, Anshu V1. Yes, others, please keep typing your responses. Paranita, I didn't receive your response. V1, okay. Okay, so guys, in simple past tense, you use V2. All those who don't know, please write in your notebooks. For simple past tense, you use V2 form. All of you have done verb forms V1, V2, V3. I hope everyone has done. Simple past tense. Okay, so the rule in active passive is, in passive voice, first listen to me and then write. In passive voice, we always use past participle of the main verb. Which form is past participle of the main verb? V1, V2 or V3? Tell me quickly. Anybody who would like to answer this?
Ma'am, I can't hear your voice. Repeat the question again, ma'am.
My question is, the rule says when you turn in passive voice, you use the past participle of the main verb. Past participle is which form? V1, V2 or V3? Yes, Atulya.
Ma'am, actually, I don't know this much in the tenses,
Ma'am.
and so I am confusing. I have been
Okay,
confused.
forget tenses. You know forms of verb V1, V2, V3.
Yes, ma'am.
So, which form is called past participle out of V1, V2, V3?
Past participle.
V1, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am, it's
V3.
V3. Very good. Guys, you need to revise. Grade 4, grade 3. V3 is called past participle. Let me give you example. Eat, ate, eaten. Remember you have learned these verb forms V1, V2 and V3. V3 is called past participle. V2 is called past tense form. Please write. Those who don't know, please keep writing side by side. And V1 is called base form or main form. Base form or original form. How many of you have understood till here? Show me a thumbs up. Okay, Nilima has understood. Anshu, Atulya, very good.
Ma'am, actually, I was not writing. So V1 is called
Base form. It's written on the screen. BASE. Now you remember you have done the verb forms V1, V2, V3.
yes,
So
ma'am.
V1 is also called the base form. V2 is also called the past tense form. And V3 is also called the past participle form. So now tell me, when you write the sentence in passive voice, which form of verb do you use always? See, the rule says always. This rule is universal. No change in this rule. Can you tell me which form of verb do we use in passive voice out of the three forms? It's written in the rule, guys. Anybody who would like to speak right away? Atulya? Nilima? Anshu, please turn on your video. Nilima, what is written in the rule? Which form of verb do you use in passive voice? V1, V2, V3.
We use V3, ma'am.
V3, so that is what I am asking. Which form of verb do you use in passive voice? V3. So this is the rule. It cannot be changed. It is always V3 in passive voice. Can we proceed? Yes. Show me a thumbs up.
Ma'am, what is V2 called?
It's written, Atulya, it's written on the screen. Please see the screen as well.
No, I actually am not saying it.
It's written there, past tense form.
Thanks.
Hi, Sia, how are you?
Fine, ma'am.
You joined late?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are doing the first rule of converting active voice into passive voice. So I hope you know the three forms of the verb V1,
Yes.
V2, V3. So we were discussing that how when you convert the sentence from active to passive, the passive sentence, we always use V3 form, which is called the past participle form of the main verb. Okay, let me proceed with an example. Let us understand this rule better. Nobody will annotate on the screen, okay? Okay, the monkey eats bananas. So I told V3 of the main verb. If you see here, we are talking about the verb. So what is the verb in the two sentences? Eats and eaten. All of you agree with me? Verb is eats and eaten.
Yes.
Okay. Which one is passive voice? First sentence or second sentence?
Ma'am, second sentence.
Second sentence. Second sentence is passive voice. And we just learned in passive voice, which form of verb do we use? V1, V2, V3, which one?
Ma'am, we use
V3.
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 So is eaten V3 form? Check.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Anybody had a doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So eaten is V3, no? Eat, ate, eaten. So eaten is V3, so the rule is right. We see the second sentences in passive voice and the verb form used is V3, which is the past participle form. I hope this rule is clear. And everybody has written the rule, right? Can we move to the second rule? Show me a
Yes.
thumbs up.
Yes.
Perfect. Rule, okay. Rule 2 says, in passive voice, the verb is changed. What is changed? The verb. Again, we are talking about the verb. According to the subject in number. When we talk about number, we are talking about singular and plural. So if the subject is singular, the verb will be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb will be plural. So
Ma'am, earlier rule, can you show?
earlier rule, it's being recorded here. You can write it later, okay? Let's do the rule 2 now. You have understood the rule 1, no? Write it later.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was saying in number, we talk about singular and plural. Please listen to me carefully. When your subject is singular, your verb will also be singular. Yes or no? Okay. When your subject is plural, your verb will also be plural. For example, if I use two words, child and children. So child is singular or plural?
Ma'am, it's
Singular.
Singular. So with child I will use is. With children it is plural, I will use are. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So they are saying when you change the sentence, please write the rule also side by side. When you change the sentence from active to passive, please change the verb from singular to plural or plural to singular depending upon whether your subject is singular or plural. Example. See, in the first sentence, monkey is the subject. The attention is on the monkey. Monkey is singular or plural?
It's singular.
It is
Singular.
singular.
So the verb will be singular or plural?
The verb will be singular. Singular.
Very good. So eats is singular, no? Remember we did singular verbs, plural verbs.
Yes.
Okay. In the second sentence, the subject is monkeys. Sorry, bananas. So bananas is singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural.
Ma'am,
So
plural.
the verb will also be
Plural. Plural.
plural. How many of you have understood this rule? Show me a thumbs up. Very good, very good. Atulya, have you understood? Okay, all right. Okay, so let's proceed to rule 3 now. Can we proceed to rule 3? Say something. Can we proceed to rule 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Very important. Rule 3 says only active sentences that have a transitive verb. Okay, all of you pay attention. How many of you know what are transitive verbs? If you know, show me a thumbs up. What are transitive verbs? Okay, Tulya don't know. Sia, do you know?
The verbs which are used at the end of a sentence.
No. Nilima, Paranita, Delisa, what are transitive verbs? Anyone?
Ma'am, I don't know.
No problem. So let us first understand what are transitive verbs. Yes or no? The rule 3 says, let us not understand the rule. Let us first understand what is transitive verb. Because if we don't know transitive verb, how we will know rule 3? So let me move little outwards and make you understand what is transitive verb and what is intransitive verb. See, so there is another category based on something that we will just discuss, based on which the verbs are categorized into two: one transitive, two intransitive. What are transitive verbs? Transitive verbs need an object to complete their meaning. Remember subject in a sentence, object in a sentence. How many of you remember subject in a sentence, object in a sentence? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Very good. So transitive verbs, they need object. Object has to be there. For example, how will you know that if object is present in the sentence or not? So how you can check is when we put the words what, to whom, for whom, after what? After the verb. After the verb, the answer we get is the object. So you have to remember three words: what, to whom, for whom. There you will put this word after the verb, which means in any sentence, first we will identify the verb. After identifying the verb, we will put the word what or to whom or for whom. And if we get the answer, that answer will be our object. Let us understand here. Okay, I told you first you will identify the verbs. Nilima, please turn on your video. In the first sentence, Neha cleans the room. What is the verb here? Tell me the verb.
Cleans.
Everybody cleans.
Yeah.
Second sentence, what is the verb?
Ma'am, fought.
Fought. Third
Fought,
sentence,
ma'am. Ma'am, drove.
Drove.
drove. Fourth,
Threw.
threw. Fifth,
Takes.
takes. Very good. So now remember, we need to know whether these verbs are transitive or intransitive. So now that we have identified the verb, we will put the word either what or to whom or for whom after the verb. So first sentence, the verb is cleans. Cleans what? Let me put the word what. Cleans what? The answer is cleans what?
Room.
The room.
The room. So we have got the object. The answer is the object, remember?
Yeah, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The soldiers fought the enemy. Fought what?
Enemy.
Enemy.
Very good. Again, we have got the object.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Third sentence says, Amit drove the car. Drove what?
The car. The car.
Very good. Again, we have got the object. Threw what in the fourth sentence?
Ball.
Very good. Takes what in the fifth sentence?
Bus to school.
So now you see in all the sentences, we have got the object. Show me a thumbs up. In all the
Yes.
sentences, we have got the object. And can I say all the verbs in all the 5 sentences, they are transitive verbs because object is present?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So the rule that we were supposed to discuss in active and passive voice says that if your verb, and listen to me very carefully, if your verb is transitive, then you can convert that sentence into passive. Can I say if your verb is not transitive, then you cannot convert it into passive? उल्टा तो वही हो जाएगा ना उसका. How many of you understand what I am saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let us understand intransitive verbs now. Transitive you have understood. Intransitive verbs do not need an object to complete their meaning. So if I put the question, if I put the words what, to whom, for whom after the verb and I don't get an answer, then that verb will be intransitive because I did not get the answer. For example, the door opened. What is the verb here?
Ma'am, opened.
Ma'am, open.
Opened. Very good. Let us try to put the words what, for whom, and to whom. Opened what?
The
Do you
door.
get an answer?
The
No,
door.
no, no. The door opened. Opened what?
The door.
Did the-
The door. Nothing, ma'am.
And
Nothing,
listen to me
ma'am.
very carefully. Oh, when I say opened what? Did the door open it itself? क्या दरवाजे ने खुद को खुद खोल दिया? No. So the answer cannot be door. You see what I am saying? I am
Yeah,
saying opened what? You are saying door. Door को ही खोल देगा. Can the door open itself? No. Okay, opened to whom? No answer.
No.
Opened for whom? No answer. So I did not get any answer. So this is transitive or intransitive?
Intransitive.
I'm intransitive.
Intransitive.
Very good. Second sentence. What is the verb here?
Ma'am, fell.
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 Fell. Fell is the
Fell.
verb. Now let's see whether this verb is transitive or intransitive. Fell what? No
Down.
answers.
No answer.
No, I'm
No
not saying
answer.
fell where. See, I'm not saying fell where. I'm saying fell what?
Ma'am, nothing.
Nothing.
No answer. Fell to whom?
answer. No answer.
Fell by whom?
No answer.
So this is intransitive. Third sentence. What is the verb here?
Shines. Shines.
Very good. Shines what?
Moon. Moon. No answer.
Is the moon shining? It moon खुद को shine करवा रहा है. Understand?
No.
Shines to whom?
No answer.
Shines for whom?
No answer.
No answer. Again
answer.
intransitive. Birds fly in the air.
Fly.
Fly. Very good.
The verb.
Again, this is intransitive because the answer to fly what, fly to whom, fly for whom, we do not get an answer. Okay, let me put it this way. Children fly kites. What is the verb here?
Fly.
Flies. Let us see if it is now fly is transitive or intransitive in the last sentence.
Ma'am, now it's transitive. Transitive.
Fly what? Fly what?
Kite.
Kites. So
Fly.
now you have got the answer, no? Fly what? Kites. But when we say birds fly in the air, fly what? We don't get an answer. Have you understood the difference between transitive and intransitive? Show me a thumbs up if you have understood. Okay, very good. So now that the meaning is clear between transitive and intransitive, let us come back to rule number 3. What is rule number 3? Only. Please pay attention to the word only. Only active sentences that have a transitive verb can be converted into the passive. In simple words, अगर आपका verb transitive है तो आप उसको passive में convert कर सकते हो. अगर आपका verb intransitive है तो उसकी passive voice नहीं बनेगी. How many of you have understood? Very good, very good. Perfect. Can we proceed? Have you written the rule? Okay, very nice. Okay, so see here now. In the first sentence, what is the verb?
Eats.
Eats. Okay, is the verb eat transitive or intransitive?
Transitive.
Transitive. Why? Because it has an object. Transitive verbs are those verbs that have an object. And eats what? Banana. So we have an object. Since this is transitive, can I convert it into passive? Yes.
Yes.
The passive is the second sentence. The bananas are eaten by the monkey. All clear till here?
Yes.
Okay. Let us see another example. The door opened. What is the verb here?
Opened.
Opened. Transitive or intransitive?
Intransitive. Intransitive.
Intransitive. Can I convert this sentence into passive?
No.
No passive.
No.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Last but the most important rule of the active passive voice is coming in front of you, which says, please pay attention. When a verb, we are again talking about the verb, when a verb is changed from active to passive, what remains the same?
Tense of the verb.
Very important. If you're talking in simple present tense in active voice, in passive voice also you will talk in simple present tense. If you're talking in past continuous tense in active voice, then in passive voice also you will talk in past continuous tense. You cannot change the tense when you convert from active to passive. Please write down this rule. This is the most important rule and the most detailed rule, which we will, talk about a bit in this session and maybe some part in the next session. Before we go deep into this rule, have you understood the broader perspective that the tense will remain the same, whether it is active or passive? Yes? Show me a thumbs up, and I hope you are writing. Okay, Nilima understood the rule? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. I hope you have written. Everyone? Please say yes if you have. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, same example. The monkey eats bananas. Now the rule is about the tenses. So please tell me the first sentence is in which tense? The monkey eats bananas is in which tense? Okay, before you tell me, there are three broad tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense. In present tense, you have simple present, present continuous, present perfect, present perfect continuous. Similarly for past and future as well. My question to you is, in the first sentence, what is the tense? First, identify past, present or future. Tell me. in the first sentence? Past,
It is
present, or future?
present, ma'am.
Okay, Nilima says present. C asks Richard, others, please tell me your answers. Paranita? Take a guess. It's okay. ज्यादा से ज्यादा गलत हो जाएगा और तो क्या होगा? Take a guess. Take a guess, guys. Okay, nobody wants to answer tenses, huh? Whenever it comes to tenses, you all keep mum. I don't know why. And we covered tenses comprehensively in one of the sessions. Okay, let us understand here. Eats is which form of verb? V1, V2 or V3?
V2.
V2.
V2, ma'am.
Let me write. Eat, ate, eaten. Eat is which form of verb? V1, V2, V3?
V1.
V1.
Base form.
Base form. Very good. Now, think. In which tense form you use V1? Present, past or future? किसमें V1 use होता है?
Present past. Present.
Simple present tense. You need to revise tenses. I am telling you. Okay, so understand. Okay, see. The rule 4 is very detailed, which will take us more deep into the tenses. So my request to all of you is that please revise the tenses and come back, revised with the revised tenses for your better understanding, because in the next session we will cover it in more detail, the tense part of active and passive voice. And if you won't be able to understand the tenses, there's no point doing active and passive voice. Okay? Okay, so now simple present tense eats. Now come to the second sentence. The verb is are eaten. Are. Are is used in which tense? Present, past or future? Are is used in present, past or future? Come on, you need to tell me this.
Present past, ma'am.
Only one. You are saying present and
V1.
past both. Nilima, understand my question.
Past. Past.
Okay, I am saying जो आपका word है are, A-R-E-R, ये present में use होता है, past में use होता है या future में use होता है?
Past, ma'am.
Present.
Past tense.
Okay, so again, same thing, you need to revise your tenses. Are is used in present, guys. Past में we use were.
Ma'am. That's correct.
In past you use were. In present you use are. और सबसे बड़ी बात मैं आपको अभी रूल क्या बता के हटी हूँ कि एक्टिव हो या पैसिव, आपका टेंस सेम रहता है. जब ऊपर वाला सेंटेंस प्रेजेंट में है तो नीचे वाला पास्ट में कैसे हो जाएगा? हमने अभी यही रूल समझा है ना. We have just understood this rule that the tense form remains same in active and passive both. So if the first sentence is in simple present, how can second be in past or future? It has to be same. Logic. How many of you have understood till here? Show me a thumbs up. Nilima? Okay. Region has understood. Sheikh, Delisa, they have not switched on their videos even once. Very disappointing. Okay. Cool. So now are you clear with the rule 4 overview? The tense form remains the same. If active is in simple present, passive will also be in simple present. Let me do another example for this rule. Neha ate the mango. What is the verb here?
Ma'am, 8. 8.
Ate. Okay, very good. Ate is which form of verb? V1, V2 or V3?
V2.
B2.
B2, very good.
B2.
B2 is also, what is the other name of B2 form?
Past tense.
Then
Past
past
tense
tense.
form.
Past
So
tense.
first sentence is in which tense? Past, present or future? Now if the
Past.
verb form, आप खुद सोचो ना, अगर verb form past tense है तो sentence भी तो past में ही होगा. Yes or no? So the first sentence is in simple past, B2. Second sentence, the mango was eaten by Neha. The word was is used in past, present or future?
Past present.
Past, ma'am.
Past, sure.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Please write down. So again, you see when I change the sentence from active to passive, if the active is in simple past tense, the passive will also be in simple past tense. How many of you have understood till here? Very good, very good. So I am, I wanted to do the tenses in more detail, present, past and future. However, we would be stopping here and we would be going more deep into the tense part of active and passive voice in the next session. Before that session, your homework will be to please revise the tenses and come back. Rules of the tenses, what words are used and all those things. Have you written what is written on the screen? I hope you're writing side by side.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, do you have a group to submit
Sorry?
homework?
Okay, so we have a group, WeSkill English workshop, wherein we put up all the homeworks and details of the sessions. I am typing one number. You can always type on that. You can always WhatsApp on that number and ask to add you to the group if you are not added. The number is 94160. I'm adding it to the chat box. This is Sanjana's number. So those who are not added to the group, we will add them. You just need to WhatsApp and ask to be added to the group. Okay, I hope you can do that much.
Which group?
WhatsApp group. Okay,
The name of the WhatsApp group.
we will add you. You just message on that number, WeSkill English Workshop, if you are not added. Okay. Elisa, Sheikh, Paranita and Nilima, please turn on your videos quickly. Let us recapitulate all the 4 rules. What was rule number 1 in active and passive voice? Quickly. Okay, don't tell me rule number 1, tell me any rule. We have done 4 rules. Tell me any rule.
Ma'am, the rule is that
Who is
Me.
speaking? You need to tell me your name
Paranita.
first. Yes, Paranita, tell me.
ma'am, I think so. Rule number 3 is if that means in the sentence of active verbs that if there is transitive and has object in it, that it can be changes into positive verb.
In other words, transitive verbs can only be converted into passive voice, not the intransitive verbs. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Sia. Next rule.
Rule 2. In passive voice, the verb is changed accordingly to the subject and number.
Example.
Example, singular and plural.
If the subject is singular, the verb will be singular or plural.
What, ma'am?
If the subject is singular, your verb will be singular or plural.
Singular.
Very good. Nilima, next rule.
Ma'am, I
Rule.
can't hear your voice.
Tell me any rule.
Ma'am, I can't hear your voice.
Okay,
Can I
no
read your
problem.
class?
It's okay. We are just about to wrap up. Or maybe you can rejoin your call. Srijan, tell me another rule. Active, passive. Tell me any rule, dear. We have done 4 rules. Tell me any rule.
Ma'am, only if a passive voice contains an object, then only it can be converted into passive voice, ma'am.
Repeat.
Only if in passive voice an object is there, then only we
Passive voice? How can passive?
active voice, ma'am, active.
Only if the verb is transitive, you can convert it into passive voice. Okay, what about tense? Can the tense be changed when you change from active to passive? Can you change the tense? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
You can change.
No, ma'am.
You can change the tense. Sia, can we change the tense?
Yes.
We can change the tense if we convert from active to passive.
No, if you're converting to active and passive, we can't.
You can never change if there is no if or if. We just did rule number 4, which says if it is simple present, it will remain simple present. If it is simple past, it will remain simple past. Where are you guys? The tense will not change at all. Rule number 4. Yes? Do you agree with me? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what else did we do? We talked about the tense, we talked about the singular versus plural, we talked about active and transitive and intransitive. There was one more rule. Which rule are we missing?
Rule 1.
What is rule 1?
I was not there.
Anyone else? What is rule 1?
Ma'am, I was
Which?
not.
Okay, rule 1 was we always use V3 in the passive voice, past participle form. There are 3 forms, V1, V2, V3. So in passive voice, always V3 is used. Cool? Okay. So with this, we will conclude today's session. Again, please revise the tenses.
Passive
Yes,
voice.
Sia?
Rule 1 is in passive voice, we always use past particular participle of the main verb.
That is what I just spoke. Yeah. Past participle is V3, no? Okay. Any questions, any doubts, any suggestions, anything you would like to bring up? Anyone? Okay, so WeSkill admin, whosoever is there, maybe Sanjana, I think we are good with today's session. No one has any doubts and you know the homework, okay? Tenses.
Thank you, ma'am, for holding this session, and thank you everyone for joining in. I hope to see
Pleasure.
everyone for further workshops.
Pleasure to be part of this session. Thanks for being such a nice audience. All those who would be interested to know more about this passive voice, please come with the revision of tenses. Okay? Okay, so see you next Wednesday or maybe next time whenever a workshop is happening. Till then, stay happy, keep working hard, and see you soon.
Bye.